So Connected Kerb is an EV charging and smart cities business. We specialise in on-street residential charging, trying to serve the 62% of the UK population, and actually similarly overseas, who can't park and charge their vehicle off-street at home. That means they can't put a charging point off-street. We put public charging points out there to try and serve those people. If you don't serve that portion of the population, you risk actually having a two-tier adoption of EV, where largely wealthy people with off-street parking are able to adopt EV quickly, and poorer people living in urban areas, often subject to the worst air quality, are unable to adopt EV. So we deploy long-life EV charging systems on street with a socket above the ground, the charger beneath the ground. And when I talk about long life, I mean 15 to 25 years. On street, we finance it through public and private partnerships together. We deploy and we engage the local community. So we're different from what's available in the market in the length of time that our kit lasts. So we've designed it to try and be as robust and reliable as it can possibly be. So we spend a lot of time looking at the other solutions that were out on the market. They typically last for 5 to 7 years. Our kit's been designed to last 15 to 25 years. It's an infrastructure proposition as opposed to a product sale. That means that because we're able to earn our money back over a long period of time, we can reduce the cost to the consumer as they charge their car. We've also tried to build in a huge amount of innovation into the system. So we try and manage it as a network of charging points, meaning that instead of becoming a constraint and a draw of power onto the overall grid, we're actually able to support the grid through flexibility. And then we also deploy fast fibre alongside our charging points as a point of connection to the charging points, meaning that we can do a whole load of sensors, we can deploy 5G, and all kinds of other things alongside the technology. So we're delivering as much value as we possibly can from digging up the street, delivering as much value as we can to the local community. I think the two most important things to getting a full EV transition is 1, education, and 2, infrastructure deployment. So if you don't deploy the infrastructure, then people are going to be unable to make the transition. Coming back to a point I raised earlier on, if you see people who have driveways today, it makes sense for them to actually already own an EV, because this is all about convenience and reliability. So if you can charge on your drive, you can charge whenever you want, the charging point is available for you, and you can manage its reliability. If you park on street, you are reliant on public charging infrastructure, which to date has been unreliable and insufficient in terms of deployment. So deploying enough of them, as reliable as infrastructure as you possibly can, is critical. The second part is around education. So if you don't educate people, they perceive this transition as being far greater than it actually is. So we spend a lot of time engaging local populations to try and explain to them how easy and how actually EVs are far better than combustion engine cars to drive. They're more enjoyable, and obviously they're far better for the environment.